Hey, welcome everyone, Captain John here, and today we're looking at Flight Control Replay, which is one of the first replay utilities available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I have to say it is a fun tool. I've been waiting a long time to be able to take videos of my takeoffs and landings from inside and outside of the aircraft, and this utility works just as advertised. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's making a wonderful addition to my repertoire here. As you can see, the 747 landing in Frankfurt, absolutely stunningly beautiful. The tool is very easy to use. It's stable, it's reliable. My system isn't the fastest in the world. It's a 8700K with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 1080 Ti video card. And as you can see, it's handling it pretty good. For this presentation, I chose to use heavy-duty airports and hard-hitting airplanes just to tax my system as much as possible. And as you can see, performance is not that bad. There's FlyTampa's Las Vegas. Beautiful, beautiful scenery, by the way. That's Frankfurt. I think that's the Salty 747. I did this video before the update, so yeah, that's the Salty 747. I also had the Frankfurt Skyline installed too, so my system's about maxed out right here, and you can see it's just handling everything beautifully. Wow, just look at that. Anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about how to use the utility or what it can and can't do. Rather, I'm just going to let the clips here speak for themselves. Take a look at this shot. This is a sunset departure out of Vancouver. Oh, and this is FSDreamteam's Vancouver. Yeah, look at that. Look at the way the shadow just goes and goes and goes. Look at the shadow in the engine. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And all this, I didn't do anything other than hit record and stop. And I went and I changed my camera position. I used my NVIDIA recorder to do the video, and bam, here we are. It's a wonderful utility. The developer, Fabio, is a great guy. He's very active on the forums and in the community, so you know that if there's any problems, you can reach out to him. Sometimes I'm amazed at how good this sim really is, you know. It's hard to tell when I'm in this sim, but now I'm looking at it with a whole new perspective, and I gotta say, man, we really, really, really are in a new age. This is a 787 taking off from Asobo, San Francisco. Still, it's not a very great performing airport. I do get some stutters coming in and out of here, especially with weather. But you can see the replay really does a good job of dealing with my limitations and making it look good. Man, just look at that. Awesome. And I guess real quick we'll go ahead and touch on some common issues and concerns that are floating around out there. First of all, there is a little bit of stuttering in here, and also a little bit of jiggling of the wings. You'll see that occasionally in some of the clips here and elsewhere. I don't think that's a limitation of the software. Rather, it's just a limitation of how well our system performs and how well the sim renders scenery. I've noticed some of the pauses and stutters happen as airports are loaded in as we get near them in flight. And so the first thing to understand is this replays our flights, but it doesn't enhance what our system is capable of doing. So if you don't have the greatest system in the world, you might want to dial back some settings and do some experimenting until you find the right balance of performance versus eye candy that you like. And this would be the fly-by-wire A320 development version. I tried using the experimental version, but the flight controls were a little bit goofy. Like the spoilers would deploy and take off, or the flaps wouldn't work right, little things like that. The stable version is fine. The 787, the 747 are all fine. I haven't done a lot of flying in GA aircraft yet. Maybe I'll put together another clip sooner or later with that, but hopefully these clips will just give you a sense of how this tool really can make your flight videos look. By the way, those taxiway lights and posts you see all over the place except in the right place, that's a new bug introduced by Asobo after the UK update, so don't blame the developer of the scenery. Hopefully it'll have it fixed real soon. The FlyTampa Las Vegas scenery is by far the best scenery that I've ever owned. You can take a drone and go through the terminals, you can walk up and down the strip. The detail is just incredible. And it is hard hitting performance wise, but it's not awful. I mean, you can see right here, like I said, I have a 1080 Ti and it just blows you away. But yeah, if you're looking for really good Las Vegas scenery, check out FlyTampa. They do great work. FSDreamteam does great work. Flightbeam, 3 of my favorite developers right there, have been for years, and they're just doing incredible stuff in the new sim as well. LatinVFR, also incredible. This is Haneda in Tokyo.
30, 20, 10.
And I think we're approaching Sydney right now. This is the Asobo version.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And touchdown with the 787 on a beautiful warm Australian morning. Landing in LatinVFR's Miami. Again, another wonderful scenery. This is a great shot. This is San Diego at night.
200.
And you can see here a little bit of stuttering, a little jittery.
200.
You know, it's not too bad. And like I said, this is probably a combination of my system as well as how the sim renders scenery. So, Flight Control Replay itself is a very good, solid, stable utility, and haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. None. You know, it took a little bit of figuring out before I got the hang of things, and then it took a little bit of finesse for me to
50,
control the drone cam, but
20.
other than that, I've been pretty happy with it. There are a couple other little things I've noticed. The spoilers tend to deploy about 10 feet above the ground. Again, I don't think that's a problem with the replay, rather in the sim. Sometimes the aircraft, they don't spawn until they get really close, so you don't see the detail in the aircraft until they're right on top of you. And you might notice that in some of these clips, like the wheels will pop in at the last moment, or the engines or the landing lights won't come on. Again, that's not a replay issue. I think that's a sim issue, and you know, at some point all that stuff will be addressed, but it's not that bad. And you know, you can always go and edit that stuff out and still get some really nice shots. And you know, you can't get clips like this. You can't do this while you're flying the plane. It's just impossible. So this is great. I can take the flight, I can go back, I can stick the camera where I want, and this is the result. Just wonderful stuff. And here we are turning final for runway 19 left in Las Vegas. We'll give you a nice little view of the strip on the way down. That wasn't a stutter, by the way, that was an edit. Just so you know, that was my fault. Oh, and the other limitation I found said if your aircraft has cockpit sounds, you know, like altitude callouts or clicks and alarms and bells and stuff like that, that'll show up in the replay. Maybe not the first time you run it, but if you rewind and fast forward or rewind, it'll capture all that stuff. And so you'll hear these callouts in the video. Again, I don't think that's anything that the developer has control over. Rather, it's just the way things are in the current state of the sim. But anyway, if you like replay videos, if you like to do cinematography and stuff like that, you're going to really enjoy this tool. It has a lot of features that I didn't touch upon. I kind of just wanted the videos to speak for themselves. And this is pretty much what you can expect on a mid-range system. If you have a slower system, you might want to dial back some settings. If you have a faster system, you could probably kick things up a notch a little bit. In any case, this is a great tool. I love it. I'm sure you will too. And I look forward to seeing all the wonderful content that's created. So until next time, happy flying, thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more about some of the airports we talked about in this video, check out my channel. I have some short videos of drone overflights you'll enjoy. Bye-bye.